With Zelda U and the NX both delayed, Graham Cannon and Sam Trott have joined me to discuss the future of both things. My name is Nothing Just Go, and this is NVG Discussion! Okay guys, so we got some good news and bad news today, and by good news and bad news I mean just bad news. We pretty much found out that Zelda Wii U, now Zelda Wii U NX, is coming out in 2017 when it was supposed to come out in 2015, and the NX, which we all thought was going to be announced at E3 and releasing this year, firstly, isn't going to even be announced at E3, secondly, it's not even releasing this year. It's releasing in quote-unquote March 2017. And I say that quote-unquote because I don't even know if it's going to make that date. They say that for now, but this is, like, Nintendo, as we know, is notorious for delaying things for longer than they say. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like they missed their chance on actually getting a holiday season, right? I mean, they already screwed up the last holiday season. It was like, hey, this one actually looked like it'd be good. We had Zelda Wii U, we likely had the NX, and now they have literally nothing for the holiday season, and it's like, hey, maybe they'll announce something for at E3, but where they've already announced that Zelda Wii U is the only playable game there, that seems unlikely. So I have no clue what they're doing at this point, but
with their focus at E3 being what they describe as being the Zelda Wii U, it's going to be interesting because obviously there won't be any NX stuff there, so like we have to hope that there will be some major release announced. But then if we think about last year, when we were, expecting some bigger things, we got no Zelda Wii U information. We got whatever the heck that Metroid game was.
Hey, that comes out this year, actually. It comes out in August.
Yeah, but it was announced at E3.
Yeah, that's true.
So it doesn't look like we'll get anything big. I guess Star Fox was the big one last year.
How dare you? There was Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. How can you not consider that to be a big holiday game?
Happy Home Designer?
No. Oh yeah, that too. But I was talking about Amiibo Festival. That was a great, well-received game, and that was the biggest title of E3 last year.
They announced a second one at this E3, if so, to now make up for
Yes.
Zelda.
Yeah. Honestly, from what I know of what they said, is that it seems like the E3 Direct is just gonna be a Zelda Direct, which, like,
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm perfectly okay with that, because Zelda's pretty much the only Nintendo game coming out that's been announced that I really care about, so...
Well, I guess there's Sun and Moon.
Yeah, but
beyond those two, like, I don't even play a lot of Zelda, and I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with Zelda Wii U, and then, obviously, Pokemon, and that's all I'm expecting to get, really.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get, like, some stuff, like, more details on Paper Mario Color Splash, and maybe, like, a few new games, like, maybe we'll get, like, Pikmin 4 or something, since they teased that, like, last year.
I'd be interested in that, despite having not yet played my free version of Pikmin 3.
Oh, it's such a good game. Like, you don't even have to play the first two. You can just play Pikmin 3, really. It's the
plan.
Yeah, like, that's what I did. I just played Pikmin 3. Anyway, so, like, I honestly, like, I was kind of worried that E3 this year might be too cluttered, because there's Zelda and there's also the NX, but I'm kind of glad, in a way, that it's, like, just focusing on Zelda, because I'm really excited for it. I wouldn't mind if they spent like 20 minutes like explaining it. Especially since we've known so little in such a long period of time. I'd like to know a lot when it's released. Like a title, a plot, like a decent amount of gameplay, like all of that. I want to know all of that at E3, and like 5 minutes wouldn't be enough for that. I hope they spend like a good, like at least 10-15 minutes on Zelda Wii U NX.
Where it's playable it has to be something. I mean, there has to be something revealed. You can't just have you playing a title screen. It'll
probably be the first temple, like the typical like intro forest temple.
Yeah, you're probably right on that. I hope we at least like we're gonna get a title for sure. I think
that's guaranteed.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a title, and I hope we get like a plot. I really want to know the plot of this game, even though Zelda plots don't matter. It matters to me. I want to know the plot.
Zelda got captured by Ganondorf. Go save her.
Well, if you think about like the last Zelda game released, it was Skyward Sword, which isn't Zelda's captured by Ganondorf.
Well, Ganondorf isn't even in the game.
That's what I mean. And if you think about the previous home console game before that, well, that one was just re-released in HD because it's been so long.
Yeah. Like, I just want to... I think what mainly makes me curious is if the villain's going to be Ganondorf again, or if it's going to be Demise or someone new.
It's going to be Ganondorf, because it's going back. Like, they typically do, like, a Ganondorf and then a non-Ganondorf, right?
No, because Wind Waker was Ganondorf and Twilight Princess was Ganondorf. And so,
Wind Waker spawned the Toon games though,
Yeah,
and then the
that's true.
follow-up 2 Toon games were not Ganondorf, but Ocarina to Majora was Ganondorf to non-Ganondorf.
Yeah. Come to think about it, we haven't actually, if you count Triforce Heroes and A Link Between Worlds, we haven't actually gotten Ganondorf in a very long time.
That's true, actually, and the only reason I didn't count Link Between Worlds earlier is because it was a handheld game instead of a console game.
Well,
Triforce Heroes I don't really count. It'd be like counting Four Swords, multiplayer, 3DS version.
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting a bit off topic here. What else I want to mention is, I was kind of worried that, because when they said this morning that, Zelda Wii U is coming in 2017, they didn't say that was coming March 2017, but they just updated on that recently, so I'm kind of glad it's gonna be obviously launching with the NX in March 2017. I do find it a bit weird, though, that a console is releasing in March. I don't think Nintendo's ever released a console not in, like, holiday season since, like, the N64. I don't even know about that.
When did they release the 3DS?
Oh yeah, no, but the 3DS
Pretty sure
is
it was a March release.
Yeah, that was a March release.
But there was no game.
For some reason, well, Kid Icarus was out, but you know.
No, there was nothing when it came out.
Oh, really?
The first actually okay 3DS game that came out for it was a re-release, because it was Ocarina of Time 3DS, and that came out in June.
Yeah, Ocarina.
Which came out like 3 months later.
Hilariously, I own both of those.
The 3DS is a portable. The NX is pretty much going to be a console because it's coming with Zelda U, so it's pretty much guaranteed to be a console. So it's kind of weird that a console releases in March instead of November. That's why I'm kind of scared that they're just saying March for now to make us like
the PS 4.5 coming out.
Oh, you mean the PS what's it called? The PS Nova? I think that's what it's called.
It's the 4.5 update, or like the. I'm pretty sure there's a big VR release coming out next year as well, and I'm betting both of those are November releases.
Yeah, you might be right. Nintendo may not want to compete with that stuff and get a head start on the year with the NX. So, like, in March. So that might be the smartest play.
Nintendo's an odd company because they seem to love doing a lot of their big releases in March of all times.
Yeah. It's usually March or November.
November makes sense because it's Christmas time.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe you need something for Easter Bunny to bring in. Just bring them a new NX.
You'd think that they'd, considering that it's the first month of, like, the new quarter, right? You'd think that they'd actually aim for July, because, you know, that's when kids are off from school. But everybody gets them in March and April instead, because that's when it's all released.
Here's the thing, because summer is known to be a video game dead zone, so it'd be kind of stupid to release a console in July.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, like no video games release in the summer. It's known to be a dead zone because people would rather play outside than get a new console.
What nerds?
So, yeah, what nerds? Yeah, so
just something I want to mention about the release of Zelda Wii U. Considering we now know that it is also being released on the NX, the last time. I can't speak for the Wii U because there wasn't really anything released for it, but when Nintendo released the Wii, it was at the same time that Twilight Princess came out. Twilight Princess was also released for both systems.
Yeah. So yeah, no, so what are you getting at?
I'm just saying that it's odd that for 2 systems, it's a Zelda game that's being released as a cross-platform, or like a cross-system.
I think I'd make the differ there, to be honest, just because of the fact that
it's such a big series, right?
Well, even then, it's like the last two systems they've released. The Wii U didn't really have a good launch because there wasn't anything good for it. There's still
nothing good for it.
Exactly. The 3DS comes out at launch. There is absolutely nothing for it. They have had like the last good launch that they've really had was the Wii, and that was in big part because a lot of people want Twilight Princess and to try it on the new system, let alone like Wii Sports and stuff like that. But that really caught on afterwards. But one of the big things with it is just that they have not had a big launch thing. So that's why I've been thinking for a while that they were going to make this game be on both systems, just because I can't imagine that they want to repeat another train wreck of a game launch a third time in a row.
I'm honestly not surprised at all that Zelda Wii U was delayed for, like, to be released coinciding with the NX release.
My biggest worry about that, though, is I'm scared, as I said, the NX isn't going to make the March 2017 launch, and then it's going to be delayed till November, because that's happened sometimes. So I'm scared because of that. Zelda Wii U NX is also going to be delayed alongside that. So that's, like, I've been waiting like 3 years for this game. I don't want to wait any longer. So like that's why I'm scared. It's gonna come out in November.
Wouldn't be the most surprising thing in the world.
I would just be so upset if that happened. Like it's gotten delayed in other times. Also, something else I want to mention is another reason why they're doing this is also because likely Zelda Wii U was originally intended just be for the Wii U when they thought the Wii U was going to do well. Then as development went on and became more and more expensive and they put more and more effort, they realized, why waste this huge game on such a small install base system? Let's put it along with the NX, which will likely have a much larger audience for people to actually buy this game. So that's another reason why it makes sense.
And by releasing it with the NX, you're guaranteed, because of the size of the Zelda fan base, to sell more systems that way as well, which in turn generates more revenue. So it's actually a smart decision to move Zelda Wii U onto the NX as well and coincide their releases together.
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time, though, they could have used it as like a last effort to like jumpstart some life into a dying system. Cause it's like, hey, it's like, you want Zelda? We have it announced for Wii U. This is what we have for it. And it's like, you haven't picked up a Wii U yet. You probably should for this. Well, you've got this picked up. Here are the other games. And then especially if they put it together with like re-releasing another launch of the Nintendo Selects titles, I feel like they could have made the Wii U have ended up a lot better if they used that as their last ditch effort of putting Zelda on there and then re-releasing a lot of their like good Wii U games like that.
Honestly, though, but on the other hand, putting Zelda just on Zelda U on just the Wii U kind of feels like a waste of potential, because this game has potential to sell like million. Like look at Smash Wii U and Super Mario 3D World. If they were on like the Wii or something, they would have sold like amazing. Same with Splatoon, but because it's on such a small system, I think Nintendo's realized they're beyond the point where they can make games to sell the system. Instead, they have to sell the system, then make games for it. So I think if they put Zelda just on the Wii U, it'd be a huge waste of like sales potential. Because if this is as good as they've been building it up to be, it deserves to sell a lot more, not just be limited to the 6 to 7 million people that own the Wii U. It could like sell like 20 to 30 if it's on like a much bigger console.
Yeah, that's understandable. And even with think about it, it's like it does make more sense to have it on have it like this, because they'll do a lot better as a company if they give a really good start to a new system, as opposed to jump starting a system that's at the end of its line and is about to be outclassed anyway. Because if people buy a Wii U now, like a little under a year down the line, they're not gonna be like, well, time to upgrade. Glad I bought this. So.
Yeah, and honestly, if they do this the same way as Twilight Princess, because how Twilight Princess worked is that it first came out on the Wii, then like a month or two later it came out on the GameCube when it was originally meant for the GameCube.
Was it actually a delayed release?
Yeah, it didn't come out right away. It came out with the Wii, then it came out in like December on the GameCube. So if they do the same thing with Zelda Wii U NX, that would compel me to buy an NX at launch, so I can play Zelda right away. So that's also smart on that part. It's kind of like the same strategy that they did with Smash, because I was originally not going to get Smash 3DS, but since it came out before the Wii U, I wanted to play Smash already, so I got the 3DS version. So if they release Zelda, they can also like bring the Wii U owners over to the NX by putting this on the NX first, then the Wii U later.
The saddest is to say that's a good point, because I would actually probably be a lot more likely to buy the NX in that case. If it comes out first, it's like, hey, I can just buy this early.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna end up getting an NX anyway, so by putting the Zelda Wii U launch on it first, we're just buying it earlier. The only thing is as we've mentioned, it's a March release instead of a Christmas release.
Yeah. So, what are you getting at by that? Or
I'm just saying that people who rely on getting it as a gift, like at Christmas when sales are up, sales won't be as high with a March release. So if it is delayed, that could be part of the reason.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, while you're talking, I thought of an idea. Maybe it's coming out in March, so developers have more time to make more games for it. And then by the time holiday comes, they'll have this huge lineup of NX games that will sell at holiday, because all these games are already out. Instead of coming out in April or so, they'd already be out.
We just have to hope that they're good titles, though, because let's face it, Nintendo Land and Zombie U are just not titles that should be released at launch.
I actually like Nintendo Land a lot more than Wii Sports, in my opinion. It had more value to it than Wii Sports was just like lasting me like a week. Nintendo Land, like I did a lot of things in that game. I thought that was much better. The problem I have with Nintendo Land, well, it's more of a problem with the Wii U, is that Nintendo Land showed off a lot of things that the Wii U could do, which no other game did.
Yeah, I know when I got my Wii U, I mean, I would honestly argue that Nintendo Land was, for the same reason, it was a lot better of a launch. I mean, it was one of those things where it's like, when I got my Wii U, I had a few games of it. Nintendo Land was the thing I played like the most. I mean, I had friends who, I would like tell friends, it's like, man, you need to come over and try this game, it's actually so fun. And we would just sit there and play it like that.
Exactly, that's what I did. Like, we had so much fun like that with that train mode on Nintendo Land. The 5 of us would like rotate the gamepad and do like the hide and seek and stuff. Like, all that was a lot of fun. I really hope the NX has a game like that. Like,
I wish more Wii U games made greater use of the gamepad. So with whatever controller gimmick they may use for the NX, because there will be some kind of gimmick, and we just have to hope that it's good. I hope that the developers actually utilize it to its fullest potential.
So, let me just think if there's anything else that we didn't talk about.
There is one quick thing I wanted to bring up, because I kept forgetting to whenever we came back to it. When you guys were saying earlier about the what Nintendo consoles have not been released in the holiday season, there actually has not been, like, since they started, been a single console that has not released then. The earliest that a Nintendo console has released was the SNES, which released in August.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Even the N64 came out in holiday season?
The N64 was in October, I think it was, just that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, sorry, September. The very end of September.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, that's also something I wanted to bring up, though. I heard something, I don't know if it's true. I think the NX was probably intended to come out this year, like holiday this year, but it wasn't ready yet, so they had to push it back to next year.
Please
but they didn't want to have to wait. Pardon?
Please understand.
Yeah, but I just find it weird that there not only is a console coming out in March, which is something that hasn't been done since the SNES, as Sam said, but it's not going to be announced at E3? That is just... That's where everyone announces their consoles.
Well, the thing about Nintendo making announcements is that an E3 conference at Nintendo isn't really an E3 conference in the way that Sony and other companies do them. When Nintendo does it, it's just a direct. So if they make the same announcement in a direct in March, it's no different. Because they do, like a quarterly direct or something?
Yeah, they do one every... 4 a year, including E3 usually.
So they do a quarterly direct, with E3 just being one of those quarterly directs that just happens to line up with when other major publishers are doing it. But because they do quarterly ones, it's not weird for Nintendo to make announcements in March about a new system.
Yeah. Sorry, Sam, was there anything you wanted to say?
No, actually, it was pretty much about the same thing, about just the fact, about that, really.
You know what? Actually, thinking about it, we got Miitomo announced at the last investors meeting, right? Which was like in November. I can see there being a direct shortly before the investors meeting that will announce the NX. And then the investors meeting is when they'll report their profits and stuff and learn even more about it. So that's when I think we're actually going to get the NX released, like probably in November. Like, sorry, not released, announced.
That's understandable.
Yeah, because of the investors meeting. Because that's how we found out about this, from an investors meeting. Those investors meetings actually reveal quite a bit of details.
So it might be worth keeping track on when those meetings are to see
I'm pretty sure they're
when
twice a year.
other announcements correspond to them.
I'm pretty sure they're twice a year. April and... are they quarterly or are they twice a year? I'm not even sure. Probably quarterly. I mean, probably twice a year. So it'll probably be April and November. And I'm pretty sure November is when we're going to find out what the NX is. And I could see like a whole direct being dedicated to the NX.
There will be. That's practically guaranteed.
We had a Smash Bros. One. I'd be surprised if we didn't have an NX one.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining me in another NVG discussion. If you're wondering about the awkward cutoff, well, that's mainly because we ended up going on this huge tangent on what we think the NX is going to be and games that are going to be included. So I'm going to probably put that in another discussion. So if you stay tuned, it should come up whenever I get the time to put it together. Who knows? So if you like what you see and you want to see more and you want to know when the discussion's coming up, feel free to subscribe. And if you want, you can click one of these boxes here or click the eye in the top right corner to go to some other videos I do, as I don't just cover discussions, but anything gaming related in particular. Later.